Starting your first quote. We're going to look at the basics of starting a first quote. It is straightforward, but like anything new, there are a couple of things to be aware of. So it's worth watching this movie to make sure you know what's what. First, open the programme. Click the Easy Price Pro icon, click the New Houses and Extensions option. Click Start a New Quote. The programme opens. Initially, you will be in your master file. See, the file name at the top is NHE+. The master file has been set up, so the default settings page has been completed and saved, so the programme is now opening up on the client and job details page. Complete the details. Remember to select the job type. This will ensure the details on the payment schedule are relevant. And remember to choose a start date. Now click Save and Start New Quote. The NHE Plus will now create an exact copy of the master file, and the master file will be automatically closed down. See, the name of the new quotation, up here, that's just been generated, is the client name that has been entered. Once the new quote is prepared, you will be taken straight to the pricing sheet. The New Houses and Extensions Plus is preloaded with every estimating module or work section that you may require for new works. They're laid out in the order the work will take place. And because they're preloaded, it means they're linked together. So you'll notice, the further down the pricing sheet you go, details of the work will already be calculated for you based on the information you've already entered. To calculate the costs of the job, you enter the basic details into the relevant colour-coded boxes. Here's the key. Red boxes are important. You need to look at what's being asked for, and if it's required, enter the relevant number in. Blue boxes will require your judgment and knowledge of the site and job. Easy Price Pro programmes are accurate. The New Houses and Extensions Plus programme will do almost all the thinking and remembering for you, but it will never guess. That's where the blue boxes come in. Yellow boxes need to be checked. They will require a sensible default setting for the item or task that's being calculated. There are two types of yellow box. The first type is a drop-down menu. Drop-down menus will contain the available materials, plant or tradespeople for the item or task. The second type of yellow box will contain a default number. This number may be the number of days or hours that are being allowed for an item or task, or the quantity of plant or material items, or the number of tradespeople being allowed in a gang. Green boxes contain the unit price of the material or plant item that has been selected for the item or task. This price will have been bought through from your libraries. You can go into your library to update these prices if you want. OK, that's the main key. There are other features that run throughout the pricing sheet that you need to be aware of, as they will help you and ensure you get the most out of your programme. I'm going to draw your attention to these other features as we go, and we'll be showing you the key we've just looked at in action, whilst we're learning about the layout of the pricing sheet. First, I will increase my working space. I recommend that you do this too. I'll hide the header by clicking this button here. If you can see your formula bar, click the Options tab and remove it. You may also want to adjust your zoom settings so you can see all of the columns on the pricing sheet on a single screen. You can do this like this. You can use this to adjust the zoom on all of the reports in the programme too. First pricing or estimating section on the pricing sheet is the site setup. Here's the title of it. At the moment, it's not been opened up. To do so, use the checkbox. Let's look at the column headers. These apply throughout the pricing sheet. This column will contain the description of the item or task, and a yellow drop-down box that holds the relevant plant or material items that may be required. Here is the unit cost for the item. These are green boxes indicating the price has come from the library. The quantity column is here. Any plant costs associated with an item or task will go in here. Any material costs will go in here. The associated hours of the item or task will be in here. The cost of the labour will go in here, and the tradesperson who's allocated to the task is here. There are lots of white boxes on the pricing sheet. White boxes appear empty, but they're loaded with calculations. When you start entering numbers into red, blue and yellow boxes, the white boxes begin calculating. At Easy Price Pro, we know that on some occasions you may be pricing something unusual and need to override one of the built-in calculations, so white boxes can be overtyped. But it's really, really important to remember that if you overtype in a white box, you will be removing the built-in calculation within the quotation that you're working on. And unless you click undo straight away or do not save the file, that calculation will be gone for good. Every item or task that may be involved in the setting up of our site is listed. You can see the descriptions here in this column. Due to the nature of site setup, each of these items or tasks has a blue box. You just work your way down. Look at the description. Here is the default plant or material item that's been selected for this item or task. It is a yellow drop-down, so you can click on it and scroll down the available items and choose something different if you want. If you change it, the green price will adjust to match the selection. I mentioned blue boxes requiring your judgment. The site setup is a good example of this. I'll put 3 here in the quantity column. This item is a material, so the green unit price is now multiplied by 3 and the costs go into the white material cost box here. If it had been a plant item, the costs would have gone into the white plant cost box here. The hours column for this task does contain a blue box too. We enter the number of hours that need to be allowed. The labour is calculated based on the tradesperson that's in this box. This is a drop-down menu and you can adjust it. The entire pricing sheet is laid out in this way. We'll now move to the foundations. Again, here's the title. We can view the tutorial movie that shows this pricing section in detail, and it can be viewed by clicking on the movie icon. You will need to be connected to the internet. These are an excellent resource for learning the finer points. The foundations section has red boxes. Red boxes are important. Check what's being asked for, and if the job you're pricing requires it, enter in the numbers. Before I enter any numbers, if I scroll down the foundations section, you can see that nothing is calculated yet, but all the items and tasks that may be required are listed. You can put the numbers straight in the red boxes, or if you see a picture like this near a red box, click on it. It's an interactive picture that you can use to enter the details in. These interactive pictures are a fast and simple way to instantly understand what the programme's asking for. If you enter the numbers into the red boxes in the picture, they'll instantly transfer into the red box that's located on the pricing sheet. I'll just complete the other red boxes. OK, a lot of the work has just been done for me. If I scroll down, look at what's been calculated. There are a few blue boxes. Look at the item or task they're associated with. Is this something that's required? If it is, put the relevant quantity or hours information into the blue box. Check the yellow boxes. Do you want to use the material or plant item that's been selected? If you don't, click on the box, use the drop-down menu and adjust it to your requirements. As you saw in the setting up of your master file movie, you can set these yellow boxes to your preferences in your master file prior to generating a quote. And by using the central library, you can add your own preferred items or tasks and have them available for you to choose in these drop-down menus. Almost every item or task has a question mark. If it's blue, click it. This will give you a visual reference for the item or task. If it's red, it's interactive and you'll be able to adjust the way the item or task is calculating. Every single pricing section works in the same way. Just work your way down the pricing sheet. When you get to a new pricing section, think, do I want to use that pricing section? If you do, leave it open or open it up by checking the box. Ask yourself, are there red boxes at the top? If there are, look at what's being asked for. Click on the pictures or red or blue question marks if you're not sure. Then enter the numbers that are relevant to your job into the red boxes. The programme will calculate everything that it possibly can for you in the pricing section you're in and beyond. So scroll down the pricing section. Is there a blue box? Look at what's being asked for. Is this something you require? If it is, enter the detail. Check the yellow boxes. Is that the plant, material or tradesperson you want to use? If it is, continue moving on. If it isn't, click on the box, view the available items or tradespeople in the drop-down menu and choose the one you want. As I mentioned, the further down the pricing sheet you go, the more will be automatically calculated for you. Some items, like this one, have a yes or no box. This gives you the option to switch items on or off, depending on your needs. Another useful feature is the magnifying glass. Some of the item descriptions in the yellow drop-down are quite long. If you click on the yellow drop-down box in the description column and then click the magnifying glass, the entire drop-down pops out and it's made larger. You can select the item you want and enter it in. At the top of most pricing sections, you can see the wastage percentage that's going to be allowed on materials. It's in a yellow box, so you can change the percentage if you want. At the bottom of each pricing section, you can view the totals for any plant, materials, hours, labour, and the overall total. Remember, these are the direct costs. No markups or VAT have been added. You'll also have an option to add an additional line if an unusual item is required that isn't listed. If you need a bit more help when you are pricing, I've already mentioned the movies, which are a really excellent resource, and the pictures, which will give you a visual representation. There are also info icons throughout. Click on them and you're likely to find the answer to your query. There are a few ways to move around the pricing sheet too. You can scroll down, or you can click the Pricing Sections tab at the top and jump to the Estimating section you want to look at. You can also click this button and use the pictorial reference to jump to where you want to go. When you've got to the bottom of the pricing sheet, or used and checked the sections the job you are pricing requires, it's time to go to the summary. I will show you the best practice method for generating the reports. If you use them in the order I'm going to show you, it will ensure you get the most out of them and don't miss out something important. Okay, the first report we want to go to is the summary. Why? Because this is where you can see a snapshot for the job and check the markups and overheads and view the all-important profit margin. We look at this report first as the information in many of the other reports is based on the details in the summary. If you've gone to the bottom of the pricing sheet, you can click this button here and you'll be taken to the summary. Or click the Reports tab, click Summary. You can watch the detailed movie on the summary by clicking this button. We're just going to whiz over the basics. The summary contains a snapshot of each estimating section. These are laid out in the same order as the pricing sheet. You can scan through viewing the totals and hours for each section. Does something not look quite right? Go back to the pricing sheet and check the details by clicking this button. You can scroll right down or click this button to view the totals. Check the markups and overheads percentage. Use the sliders to adjust it if required. Here's the total. The next report to go to is the payment schedule. Click Reports, click Payment Schedule. There is a detailed movie on the payment schedule that explains the ins and outs of how it works, or how you can adjust it if you want. This payment schedule is not designed for your client. This one is for you. All of the financial value of the different work sections from the pricing sheet will have been allocated to a payment on this schedule. The way these work sections are allocated does directly affect the work schedule. You can specify the type of job you're doing by clicking here and choosing the type of job you've priced. The payment schedule will set itself up accordingly. Remember, the payment schedule movie is an excellent resource if you want to learn more or adjust the default settings. Next, we go to the work schedule. The work schedule is based on the information from the payment schedule. Here you can see all the dates for the work that's to be carried out, and underneath is a client-friendly payment schedule with all the profits and markups built into it. You can click this button to go to the work schedule chart. You can adjust this chart if you want by using the Edit Chart functions. All of this is covered in the detailed work schedule movie. If you were going to include a retention, you'd do this now and go to this report. Okay, now you've checked the markups and overheads on the summary, checked the payment schedule, then the work schedule, and used the retention report if it's required, you're ready to generate the written quotation. The NHE will now draw together all the information and create your written quote. You can also access a complete bill of quantities, a material order, a Gantt chart, plant report, a summary for your client, and further charts that show information about the job. All the reports have a movie that will show you how to get the most out of them. Okay, so when you've finished your quotation, you'll want to save it. Or, if you've not quite finished, you can save it and come back to it later. We also do recommend saving your work regularly as you go. Use the Options tab, hit Save. When it's saved, click the red X to close the programme. Now make sure you click the X up here in the top corner so it's completely shut. Unless you've adjusted the settings, when you save your quote, it will automatically go into the Clients folder for your NHE Plus. To reopen quotations, click the Easy Price Pro icon. The quote was made in the New Houses and Extensions Plus programme, so we click that. Now click Open Existing Estimate. This opens your Clients folder. Here you will see the quotations that you have prepared. If you've exported written quotations to Word, they'll also be in this folder. To reopen an estimate, just click on it. Remember, when you reopen an existing quotation, you do not need to click the Save and Start Quote button. Just use the tabs at the top of the programme to navigate around the programme. That does bring us to the end of this movie. If you do need any further help and you have a support pack with hours in place, you can call the support team on 0845 612 4747. Support hours can be used for questions, help and advice, additional tutorials. If you want, you can even use your support hours to get your central library set up. If you don't have any support hours and would like assistance over the phone or via remote connection, then please call 0845 612 4747 and select the sales option. Alternatively, you can always email support@easypricepro.com and we will advise you of the support options that are available to you.